This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, final hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open line West Virginia on the way at the bottom of the hour, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK 304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
2 o'clock hour, final hour for this Thursday afternoon. The sun is shining here in the capital city of Charleston. Still quite cool, though, but it's sun's not going to be shining this time 24 hours or so from now. We got another clipper system that's going to be rolling through the mountains. Pretty much every part of the state's going to be affected one way or the other by this. Here in the lowlands, where I am currently located, somewhere between 1 to 3 inches of snow. Certainly more into the mountains, eastern part of West Virginia. But after that, it's going to be a cold weekend here in the Mountain State, but next week temperatures in some areas will be in the 50s. And we've had this snow and ice on the ground since, I think, August of last year. I think that's, I want to go back to that far. I think that's a little bit of a hyperbole, but I think you get the drift. I'm ready for it to move on up like George and Wheezy. After 2:30 this afternoon, we get to Open Line West Virginia, your calls and texts, and you certainly, based on the number of texts I already have in the queue here, you got a lot on your mind today, West Virginia. We love that. Text me 304-TALK 304 or call 1-800-765-TALK. Let's welcome to the show now from West Virginia Watch, Lori Kersey. Good afternoon, Lori. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. You wrote a story, it came out yesterday, about Senate Bill 173, and I'll set the stage, and you can kind of take it from there. This is according to your article. SB 173 would make it a felony, punishable by 3 to 10 years in prison time for non-medical professionals to send by mail to a person in West Virginia the so-called abortion pills. Now, a medical professional would lose their license for illegally prescribing the medication to a person in West Virginia as well. You got the story posted West Virginia Watch. Kind of take it from there.
Yeah, I think this aims to kind of close what they call a loophole in our state's abortion ban. It's been illegal in West Virginia to have an abortion since 2022, except for some rare circumstances. And this just try to close that loop of, women who may order abortion pills online from another state or an organization or provider that can ship them to West Virginia. This tries to prohibit that.
And we're going to get into some of the testimony in just a bit, but along those same lines, Senator Patricia Rucker out of Jefferson County said that she called the state's abortion bill or the abortion ban, quote, toothless.
Yeah.
And again, that kind of goes along with what you're saying about that many people had said that that there were some loopholes in it. Now, the bill does have an exemption, I understand, for physicians providing drugs for, quote, a legitimate medical reason if it results in the accidental death or injury to the fetus. Now, one of the drugs used, and I'll probably butcher it if I try to pronounce it. You probably can pronounce it. You wrote the story.
Misoprostol?
Yeah,
something?
Yeah, misoprostol is one of the two drugs that's used in a combination during a medication abortion. Also, they're commonly prescribed to women who are experiencing miscarriage as well. Now, some of the testimony yesterday, members of the Senate Health Committee, actually on Tuesday, heard some comments from one Thomas Dinkle, who is a representative from the organization Students for Life and the team captain of West Virginians for Life. He testified that, as you said, and you point out in the piece, despite the abortion ban, he and his research found a website that sent him abortion pills without medical screening, age verification, or consultation with a medical professional. That's what he said in testimony. Your take?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And he went on to say West Virginia is a pro-life state, And our laws, this is his quote, reflect our values, our culture, and our commitment to protecting both women and preborn children. If we are serious about upholding the rule of law and safeguarding vulnerable populations, we must address abortion pill traffic. Take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are definitely organizations that will send pills from out of state. So I think that's not probably not in dispute. What is in dispute, and what's the kind of question when this legislation is whether or not the state will be able to enforce our abortion ban on providers and entities from out of state. I think that is the next question. I mean, even if this law gets passed, that's the question that maybe the courts would have to decide later.
Now, it is worth. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because you can charge somebody, a provider from out of state, but how do you bring them back here to West Virginia to face charges? That remains to be seen. Yeah.
Now, it is worth noting, again, we're talking with Lori Kersey of West Virginia Watch. It is worth noting, according to your reporting, that women who use the abortion drugs would not be charged under the bill, but a pregnant woman who receives the drugs of any of her family members would be able to bring civil action against someone who violates the law. That's a little murky to me.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm not real sure how common that is. That was the first I had heard of family members being able to bring a lawsuit too against the companies that do that. So I'm not real sure if that's a common part of law or if it's unique in this bill.
So the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are these outlets, and this gentleman from this anti-abortion group says he ordered the abortion pills online, and he didn't have to go through any kind of verification or anything like that. He says he ordered them. The women who place the order would not be charged if this bill goes through. So I guess if there are to be some sort of charges brought or an action of some sort in a legal matter, Lori, I'm presuming that it would go to the maybe not the manufacturers, but those who distribute them on the other end of the internet chain. Yes.
And according to the bill, a prescriber, even in West Virginia or elsewhere, that prescribes it illegally.
Okay. Now, the other side of the coin, Dr. Nicole Perry Bryce, who practices medicine in West Virginia, she's an OBGYN. She testified that this is her words, that the abortion medications are, quote, safe, effective, and they save lives. And she says that states with laws that are similar to that bill have a harder time recruiting and to help physicians. And there's something that you write about, and I think you have a link to it in your story, called maternity care deserts. Explain that.
It's basically I should have pulled that up, the actual definition. But it's
basically
a rural part of the state that has a lack of OBGYNs that are available to provide prenatal care and delivery services for pregnant women.
And when this law was enacted by the West Virginia Legislature, there were actually many healthcare providers who just stopped offering OBGYN services in general. Is that right? Because they didn't want to do anything that they thought would skirt the law. Now, we're not talking about necessarily abortion facilities. We're talking about facilities that provide general OBGYN care. Many of them just stopped practicing.
I have heard that argument. I've never seen.
Okay.
Not seen some lately. I've not looked for actual data on it, so I'm not real sure the number of people who have left profession. And we have heard that argument.
Okay.
When it comes to the abortion ban, that it's not that when they necessarily want to keep. I mean, I guess they do maybe want to keep providing abortion, but it's having to prove whether or not they were lawful in prescribing a drug like abortifacients or even a procedure of abortion. The argument is that if your license is on the line and you have to prove that you did this legally, Dr. Bryce said she talks about with her husband wanting to leave the state, rather than risk her license. So
now it is worth noting, again, this is Senate Bill 173. The Senate passed a similar bill last year, but when it went to the House, they did not take it up in time to pass it. And from what I'm reading from your reporting here, Lori, it's if this bill were to become law, I guess the onus is then on the courts to decide whether a state can enforce it outside of state lines. And there are several states that have allowed abortion procedures, and they've passed what they called shield laws that would ban them from cooperating in another state's investigation into violating the abortion ban. So in other words, what I'm reading here, correct me if I'm wrong again, is that states, and I'm just going to choose a state at random, okay? And I don't know what their abortion laws are. Let's say the state of California. All right, if someone in West Virginia orders these pills from a company that's based in California, some states have passed what they called shield laws that would keep that company based in California from running afoul of the law in West Virginia. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's a correct characterization of that. Yeah.
Now, Senator Tom Takubo out of Kanawha County, who is a Republican and who is a physician, the committee, I guess, they approved an amendment by Takubo that removed a requirement that physicians have continuing education credits about the, quote, dangers of the abortion pill and of abortion pill reversals. They adopted a version that would require physicians to prescribe abortion medication to sign an affidavit saying that they understand West Virginia's law. Now, there are groups such as West Virginia Free that oppose this, and they're saying it would violate the interstate commerce clause of the Constitution. That's an interesting argument.
Yeah, but what I understand is basically you can't prohibit, sales from other states, I guess is their argument. And so if you're somebody looking to order these pills online from another state, that would be protected.
Okay.
I'm not an attorney, though.
I got it. 100%. Yeah. Lori Kersey from West Virginia Watch is with us now. The bill is next going to go to the Senate Judiciary Committee for consideration. So it certainly is going to be interesting to watch. And again, last year the Senate passed this bill, but then it just wasn't taken up in time in the House. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. What else are you taking a look at to West Virginia Watch? What else are you working on?
Well, that's it for today. Actually, this bill is going to be up in the Senate Judiciary this afternoon at 3:00. So that should be interesting to see where it goes.
All right. Hey, Lori, great job on the story, and I appreciate you being here with us today, and I reckon we'll have you back on again soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Lori Kersey from West Virginia Watch. It is going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out. And if you want to track it online, again, as Lori said, it's going to go to sorry, I'm using like insider terms. Their Judiciary Committee. Senate Bill 173 is what it is, and it's due before Judiciary later today. The Senate, again, passed that bill last year, but the House, they basically just didn't take it up in time to pass it. And there are various organizations, West Virginia Free being one of those, that say that it does violate interstate commerce clause of the Constitution. Quote from that group: West Virginia faces significant challenges in health care, including the high rates of preventable deaths, diabetes, mortality, and high private health insurance premiums, ranking as a state with the worst health care outcomes in the nation. And yet our lawmakers want to waste more time coming up with creative and cruel ways to punish providers who are simply trying to care for their patients. End quote. That was somebody, from the group West Virginia Free. So again, it goes before Judiciary later today, and we will see what happens after that. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. West Virginia is on the rise with new businesses, new opportunities, and a strong, resilient workforce leading the way. Check out the full story, WVNrich.com, a video presentation sponsored by Huntington Bank. Proud to be investing in the future of West Virginia. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. We'll take a break and come back after this.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 Sunrise Specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Coming to Parkersburg High School, February 6th and 7th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
People appreciate cool tattoos and they appreciate good tattoos. It's a way to make yourself different.
What do you think would fit me?
I think a ninja. A ninja with 2 swords.
Insurers.
It is 2:25. You know, on most radio boards, they have a button called a cough button. Apparently, I just hit the button and it made me cough. No, actually, what just happened, if you were wondering about that, is I had my finger on the microphone, thought I would get out a quick cough before I go on the air, accidentally hit the on button, that giant on button. Stephanie, I'm blaming you. That on button should be bigger. All right, you should make it bigger. And plus, I'm new to a microphone. I mean, I've only been doing this for 38 years next month, so I'm new to it. Yeah, so apparently you depress that button that says cough, and it makes you cough. I wonder if I can press one that says chicken wings. I don't know. Hey, speaking of food, as I frequently am, tomorrow's Friday, which means we're going to introduce you to another great eatery around the state of West Virginia. It's a little thing during the 1 o'clock hour we call the lunch spot. We need your help, though, in identifying these places. We go around the state of West Virginia spotlighting the mom and pops. We don't like to do the franchises. We don't like to do the chains, okay? Simply, I mean, if it's a West Virginia-based franchise, they got 3 or 4 locations, that's fine. But all those places all have their place, but we want to focus on the smaller places, all right, that are serving up some great food. Could be a good greasy diner, sports bar, bakery, whatever the case may be. Last week, we featured some barbecue from the folks in Big Chimney here in Kanawha County, and it was fantastic. So that's what we're looking for, but we need you to help us out. Where are these places? What's your favorite restaurant? All I need you to do is drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com. It's midday@wvmetronews.com. You can reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X. Just tell me where these places are located, and we'll get our team of food researchers on it, which is Stephanie, and we will we'll try to get a quick interview, 5 or 2 minute interview with these people, and try to sell them some food. We've featured some really, really good ones. I mean, since we started doing this show last March. I mean, some fantastic eateries in the state of West Virginia. Everything, I mean, I'm trying to think of an area we haven't hit. We've done everything from Wheeling to Lewisburg to Logan to Elkins, but I'm sure we've missed some along the way. So if you have any ideas, drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X. The weather, I was just looking at a map here during the break. Yeah, we got weather, as they say, coming in tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm looking at a map of the state of West Virginia right now. Almost the entire state of West Virginia, starting somewhere tomorrow around 7 a.m. or so, is under some sort of a winter weather warning or advisory. Now, the winter weather advisories primarily Huntington, Charleston, Ripley, Parkersburg, Logan, and then on into areas of Ohio and Kentucky, and points north and west too. The winter storm warnings look like they are in effect for the normal areas that you would expect. Talking about Elkins, talking about into the snowshoe area, Sutton, Fayetteville, Beckley, touch of Greenbrier County. That's where those winter storm warnings are going to go into effect about 7 o'clock or so tomorrow morning. And what they're expecting are these brief snow squalls that are going to roll through the area. Not the biggest snowstorm by any stretch of the imagination. This is not a blizzard of 93 or anything like that, but it doesn't take much. As we saw here in the Kanawha Valley, and maybe you did where you're listening as well, on Tuesday night in Putnam County where I live, we had in about an hour to two, we dropped about 3.5 inches of snow. I mean, like right now. And it caused a lot of problems. Route 35 between Mason County and Charleston, one section was completely shut down for a while. There was just accident after accident. And there really wasn't a whole lot of snow. It's just about the amount of snow that it puts down in a short amount of time. Now, some areas of the state are going to get a lot of snow. I mean, upwards of a foot in the normal locations that you would expect in the eastern part of the state. But the rest of us in the lowlands, the areas I mentioned, primarily 1 to 3, maybe up to 4 in certain areas. No, not the biggest snow by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to wreak havoc on some roads, especially if it comes down really quickly, and it's certainly going to wreak havoc on what's already been a very, very tattered and damaged high school basketball schedule in the state of West Virginia. So just know that. But by next week, we're going to hopefully have some warmer weather rolling in. I can tell you we got Open Line West Virginia coming up. Stay with us. And now we'll go to the Metro News Anchor Desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Daniel Woods. 2 pieces of legislation are making their way through the State House that would restore Higher Education Board of Governors voting rights to all or some classes. House Bill 3279 made several changes to Board of Governors across the state, including taking away voting rights from students and faculty. Marion County State Senator Joey Garcia is one of the co-sponsors.
Yesterday it was WVU Day. The day before here at the Capitol was Marshall Day. We had a lot of students that came around advocating that we give them a voice back.
Garcia says many of the students lobbied lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to restore their voting rights. Fraud prevention is a major focus in one of the state government's most prominent citizens organizations. AARP West Virginia says its members take a strong interest in fraud prevention, and State Director Gayleen Miller says there are particular areas of concern.
What we polled on was cryptocurrency kiosks. We polled on deed fraud, and we polled on gift card tampering.
Several fraud-focused bills are making their way through the legislature this week. Cabell County School Superintendent Tim Hardesty is retiring. He made that announcement during Tuesday's meeting of the County Board of Education, offering a letter of thanks to Cabell County schools, staff, and families. Hardesty assumed the position in 2024 after a stint in Mason County and will retire in July. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
There's a lot of noise out there about the market and the economy, but what's really important to you and your future? I'm Shelley Hustle, a member of Huntington Bank's local wealth team right here in West Virginia. Join us for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline as we discuss the most important topics and what they mean for you, your family, and your business. Join us on Thursday for Money Minutes, providing insight into the market and how it will impact us right here at home.
Who are the toughest men and women in the area? It's the 41st Annual Tough Man Contest, coming this Friday and Saturday to the Parkersburg High School Fieldhouse. Sponsored by Astor Auto, Shirt Factory and Sporting Goods, Pro Trust Advisors, West Virginia Mobile Drug Testing, North Central West Virginia Airport, J.W. Potts Insurance, and All-Tech Environmental and Construction. After party at the West Virginia Polo Club. Buy tickets at WVToughman.com, at the Polo Club, or at the door. Tough it out. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m.
Secretary of State Chris Warner reports there are more than 2,600 candidates filed for the May 12th primary election. The filing period ended last Saturday. He says competition is important in these races.
A challenge, competition of ideas, no matter where they come from, is a good thing for all of us.
Warner says there are more than 2,000 candidates running for county and municipal positions and over 600 running for state office. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Daniel Woods.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line, West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Before we get to the text, I told you, if you remember earlier in the show, when I had Wilson on here. Oh, by the way, Wilson's not here, so that means I can talk about him, because if you can't talk about somebody behind their back, where can you talk about him? Can't stand the guy. Cannot stand him. But anyway, tongue-in-cheek there. Little back and forth between Northern Dave and Southern Dave there. We have fun with it. We were talking about this Senate resolution. Senator Rupi Phillips has put out a couple of things included in that, including that in order to be the governor of the state of West Virginia, you would have to be born in West Virginia. Well, shots were fired and shots have been fired back. Social media post here by First Lady Denise Morrissey says, "I'm sorry, but the military kid in me is deeply offended by this shallow and unwelcoming amendment to the West Virginia Constitution to limit who can run for governor. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, where my father began his distinguished 46-year military career. No zip code should limit a person's ability to run for any office in our land, especially not West Virginia. We need to encourage every military family or any other citizen to move to our state and retire and hopefully run for office. The amendment is not reflective of the communities where I have lived in West Virginia, some of the most welcoming and kind-hearted people that I've ever met. I went to 3 different high schools to support my father's career. If I ever wanted to run for governor, which I do not, are you suggesting I would have to go back to Nebraska? We are better than this type of backwards behavior. That's a statement released within the last hour by First Lady of the state of West Virginia, Denise Morrissey. Shots fired. 1-800-765, well, I guess shots fired back. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, do you think changing the requirements for governor would violate the APA and constitutional law? Much the same way we allege that we require our agriculture commission to have a certain amount of years of experience of farming, et cetera. However, when you get into nitty-gritty, it's just a strong recommendation. And it's not held up to case law challenges in the past and other states, things like that, limiting someone's ability to run for public office. What I do know about it is this is a Senate resolution, and that eventually, and I am no expert on this sort of thing, eventually it would, because it would be an amendment to the Constitution, have to be placed on the ballot to be voted on by the people of West Virginia. I do know that. And look, is this political gamesmanship? Possibly. But if you think that's an issue, have you seen politics before? I mean, that's what politics. That's what it is. Producer Stephanie says the governor has approximately lived in West Virginia for 20 years. It would not go before the governor, says the texter. Okay, but he wasn't born in West Virginia. That's the point. So he wasn't born in West Virginia. That's the whole meaning behind the thing. Appreciate it. Text says, I just want to say I totally support Senator Phillips' resolution. We need West Virginians to be in office, not carpetbaggers. And yes, I thought the same about Rockefeller when he ran in the 1970s. Well, at least that texter is consistent, because that's what people point to when they talk about this thing. They say, well, Jay Rockefeller was not a West Virginian. He came here as a volunteer, various organizations, eventually became Secretary of State, governor, and U.S. Senator, and most people would think, regardless of his political ideology that you may not agree with, you may agree with it, a lot of people would think Jay Rockefeller was a good public servant for the state of West Virginia. So people kind of will point, well, what about, because it's whataboutism, what about Jay Rockefeller? But this texter is okay, and they're consistent. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, I don't like the bill about native West Virginians only. If Thomas Massey or Ron Paul moved to West Virginia, wanted to run for governor immediately, I would vote for them 100%, says a texter. Text says, you people need to get over the Epstein files. Face it, if you're rich and famous, you probably are in the files. And this goes for Republicans and Democrats. Text says, oh, good. More snow on the way tomorrow, meaning more accidents from people who don't know how to drive in the winter. If you don't know how to drive in the snow, please stay home, says the texter. Now, the problem, and I've said this before, and anybody can have an accident on snow or ice or whatever. The problem is that you have when it comes to driving in the wintertime, you have two kinds of people. You have people who either do 8 or people who do 80. And that seems to be the problem. Just about every time, that seems to be the problem. This is a text for Wilson, and I love talking about Wilson behind his back. I hope he's listening. When Wilson and I were talking earlier about the rule in high school sports that some counties have where you can't play a game or have any athletic contest if there was no school that day, he referred to it as a dumb rule. Text says, dumb rule, ? As soon, many of your ads say it's only a game, says a texter. Text says, amen, Senator Phillips. Text says, as far as the government's residency and birth, 300% for it if it's retroactive. On the media discussion, fully disagree. This is about information supply siders, not consumers. Text says, sure would like to be able to get out of my hollow. Where are you? State Road. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. All right, this is a long one. Bear with me here. Text says, wait, an entire bridge just for walking? What kind of liberal, Marxist, communist state is this? I thought this was West Virginia. Only tweakers walk and ride bikes in West Virginia. And yes, that is sarcasm, says the texter, referring to the bridge situation that Jeff talked about during the noon hour in Wheeling. Text says, what are the National Democrat Party policies that West Virginia Democrats need to distance themselves from? Equity for people of color, LGBT, women's body autonomy, infrastructure repair, health care reform, tax reform, environmental protections. That was a texter. Text says, Dave, tell me how this isn't ethically and morally wrong. Shelley Capito has taken $44,000 from the GEO Group, a publicly traded private prison company. It's on opensecrets.org. The GEO Group has received multiple 7 to 8 figure paychecks from the federal government to house and help ICE operations. Shelley advocates for ICE. Shelley votes to give ICE federal money. ICE gets federal money. GEO Group gets paid. GEO Group stock goes up. Shelley gets a payout. Is it ethical for a senator to be invested in and take donations from a private prison company that gets funded by our votes? Says the text will. Text says, prayers for Savannah Guthrie and her family. These data centers, says the texter, these data center opponents are stupid. Building more data centers could be great for West Virginia. If you don't like them, stop using your iPhone or doing the fake face chat GPT thing. You know, I posted something yesterday on my social media. It's just one of the latest trends, and you've seen them, I'm sure, people having ChatGPT do a cartoon character of them. And I like to do this sometimes because I'm just a jerk that way. I, post something like a little meme that says something like "marked safe from," and I do it every Christmas. Marked safe from matching pajamas. Marked safe from having from the Chat GPT thing, and I just meant it as a joke. And one person said I was old, and that I didn't. It was a joke. It was a joke. If you want to do it, do it. I mean, if you want to go ahead and turn over your facial recognition to everybody, you just go right ahead and do it. Not that big tech needs any help anyway with that, but when you see these polls posted on Facebook and these other things about, let's play along, this is fun, and it's things like your favorite car, your favorite, that's mining for information. Now, granted, I don't go stick my head in the sand and think that they're not already mining for information, but the more stuff that you take part in, whether it's the Chat GPT characters, things like that, the more information you're giving them, which they could probably already get anyway. 2:43. We'll take a break and come back after this.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. A WBRC media event.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
earthjustice.org.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 on a Thursday afternoon. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. It's open line West Virginia. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producer today. Producer Stephanie tells me during the talk line interview today, which I get to hear most of with Senator Phillips, that he's changing his bill. It's not a bill, it's a resolution. Changing the resolution that you would have to live in West Virginia for 30 years, not that you have to be born in West Virginia. So a little change up there. Text says, my entire family is born and raised here, but my mother married a pilot in the Air Force, and I was born in Texas, where he went to pilot's training school. For the last 15 years, I've lived in West Virginia, and I would not be able to run for governor because of my military family doing what they can for this country. Perhaps have, instead of a one-year residency in West Virginia, try a new minimum of 10 years residency to become governor, says a texter. AI says the texter's coming for jobs. The tech elites and wealthy want less of a human payroll, and AI is their way to get it. You know what happened to horses when the mechanization took over. There's a lot less horses on the planet than there was hundreds of years ago. Listeners, will you go quietly to the glue factory so the tech elites and wealthy can get wealthier? Because that's what it is, says a texter. Text says, you are right, and Burke Allen is always right. But I don't know about that. Who wrote that? Burke Allen? You are right, and Burke Allen is always right, but I miss the days of the 24-hour headline news channel. Where's Robin Meade today? Says the texter. Text says, I've never heard of Bad Bunny. I'm almost 79. I'll watch the other one with Erica, or I will take a nap during the Super Bowl halftime show, says the texter. Text says, could be, going back to the high school basketball conversation Wilson and I were having, could be opposite. The weather could be fine all day, and an ice storm hits at 2:30, and a game was not called when it should be, says the texter. Text says, I knew the Washington Post was doomed the day they dropped Tank McNamara. Nothing like a good weekly will appreciate that, a good Tank McNamara reference here on the show. Let me see here. Text says, did he say a coal staging area worth $1 trillion? I think Mr. Witt may have misspoke on that a little bit. I appreciate the text. Text says, hashtag sunny and 75. That's something that I started on the local show in Charleston because the weather's just been so crappy the last couple of weeks. I started every show by saying it's sunny and 75 in the capital city. Now, when it's going to be a 100-degree day next summer, I guess I'll just have to say, well, I don't know if I would ever say it was 25. I would probably say it's 70. I'll just keep sunny and 75 every day. It's San Diego year-round. Text says, hey, Dave, only a coward would viciously attack a defenseless little dog. Better a milestone be hung around the neck and cast into the sea of such a wretch. R.I.P. Stubbs, R.I.P. Eternal belly rubs to you. Reference to the story we told you yesterday about the dog who was abused and eventually died in the care of the Kanawha Animal Shelter. They had to put the dog down because of a medical emergency after the dog was shot 2 times and hit with a car. Dex says, hey, Dave, driving on Route 19 right now, and yes, the now familiar lines of beet juice are showing up. Text says, Rupee isn't that smart. If it passes, do you think the governor will sign it, says the texter. Well, it's a resolution, and eventually it would go before the voters. And it wouldn't matter whether he signed it or not. Text says, we need to outlaw Viagra in West Virginia. While we're at it, that would cut down on unwanted pregnancies, says the texter. Text says, I don't think nah, I'm not doing that. We don't get into personal attacks on people's appearance. Sorry. You can attack my appearance all you want, but not, no. Text says, do you think the Mothman hibernates in all this cold? I don't know. We'll talk to the people in Point Pleasant about that. Text says, the governor would be infinitely more appealing if he sounded like he was from New Jersey, says the texter. Text says, some of us in the northern part of the state like Dave Wilson, but we aren't necessarily known for our good taste. He really isn't a bad guy, but don't make a wager with him, but the payoff is donuts. Ooh, a little controversy there, Wilson. What's that all about, man? If you're still listening on your drive back up to Morgantown, now he's probably listening to, his Barry Manilow CD or something. Text says, I can't believe conservatives are still watching the NFL. No conviction for these people whatsoever. Text says, as tough as winter has been, just imagine what those power bills are going to look like. And, of course, the power company will want a rate hike. Text says, these Democrats flapping their gums on the radio crack me up. Do any of them honestly think they have a chance to get elected? Well, I think they probably do, or they wouldn't run. Text says, Bad Bunny was great in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, says the texter. Bravo, Senator Phillips. Keep fighting, says the texter. Please keep giving Democrats airtime, says the texter. It just shows me I did the right thing by switching to Republican. That will end us for today. We'll take a break and wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! Learn more.
Welcome back to the show. Closing it out here, the state's premier outdoor sports show back and bigger than ever. The 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am returns to Milam Park in Morgantown Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th. Over 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors. Over 200 vendors all under one roof. Complete details, WVOutdoorsportsShow.com. It is a WVRC media event. Look who's here. It's Mr. Weekly.
Well...
Hey. Well,
you paid off your debt to me.
I did.
You brought me the potato soup.
I told you yesterday, I was my wife. I'm not the biggest potato soup fan in the world. I mean, I can kind of take it or leave it. Not one of my favorite soups, but my wife makes great potato soup, and she made a giant vat of it yesterday. And I told you I would bring you some. Okay.
You brought me a giant vat.
I brought you a giant vat. So that shows you how big the vat was, if you got that much of it. She even put your initials on it, DW, which, as I said earlier, either means it's for you, Daryl Waltrip, or, I didn't think about it, Dave Wilson.
Oh, he's one of the Daves.
Wilson was in the building earlier today.
Really?
Yeah, he and I had a little back and forth.
Okay.
Apparently he owes somebody donuts based on the text line. Somebody said that he a texter said that he had made a wager at one point with Wilson, and he didn't pay off in donuts.
No, there's sausage in the potato soup, right?
Uh-huh.
There better be.
Yeah, of course.
Better be.
And kale.
That's all good. So you gave me a giant vat. So what's Linda going to eat?
Well, you know that's between you and Linda.
I guess so.
Yeah.
She listens to your show sometimes.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
I'm
not sure.
I don't even listen to my show.
She never listens to my show, but she listens to your show.
Okay.
What's that saying?
Well, apparently my wife listens to your show because you got potato soup.
I got the soup.
All right, what you got today on the big show?
Well, have you noticed the Winter Olympics started today? The opening ceremonies are tomorrow, but the event started today. What do you think? What's the most difficult Olympic sport to master?
Okay. All right.
Okay? And when you think about great Olympic athletes, which ones come to mind first? What pops first?
Well, I think probably just on the notoriety, people would probably say Bruce Jenner, Mary Lou Retton. I mean, just because they're on the Wheaties boxes and everything. Possibly.
That's 40 years
Carl
ago
Lewis.
now.
Yeah, Carl Lewis, maybe.
Yeah.
Michael Spitz. I mentioned all the old people. Did you notice that?
I know.
Weekly and Crew coming up with a hotline at many of the same Metro News stations. Producer Stephanie, producer Ryan, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.